Hello, everyone, and welcome to this English listening practice story. Today, we are going to explore one of the oldest and most profound questions in human history. Does God really exist? Across thousands of years and across every culture on Earth, human beings have asked this question. It is a question that touches science, philosophy, religion, psychology, and the deepest parts of human experience. Some people feel certain that God exists. Others believe that the universe can be explained entirely through natural laws. Between these perspectives lies a long history of debate, reflection, research, and discovery. When early humans began to think about the world around them, they tried to understand powerful natural events such as lightning, earthquakes, storms, and the movement of the stars. Without modern science, many of these events seem mysterious and overwhelming. Ancient societies often interpreted these phenomena as actions of divine beings or supernatural forces. Archaeological evidence shows that religious practices existed in human societies tens of thousands of years ago. Burial rituals discovered in prehistoric sites suggest that early humans believed in some form of spiritual existence beyond physical life. As civilizations developed, organized religions appeared in many parts of the world. Different cultures formed their own traditions and beliefs about divine power. For example, ancient Greek philosophers discussed the possibility of a supreme intelligence governing the universe. One of the most influential thinkers in this area was Aristotle. Aristotle proposed the idea of an unmoved mover, a first cause responsible for initiating motion and change in the universe. According to his reasoning, every movement must have a cause, and if one traces the chain of causes backward, there must eventually be a first cause that itself was not caused by anything else. This philosophical idea later influenced many religious thinkers. During the medieval period, scholars attempted to combine philosophical reasoning with religious beliefs. One important figure in this tradition was Thomas Aquinas. Aquinas developed several logical arguments attempting to demonstrate the existence of God. One of his most famous arguments was also based on the idea of causation. He suggested that because everything in the universe appears to have a cause, there must ultimately be a first cause that initiated the entire chain of existence. At the same time, religious traditions across the world offered their own explanations of divine existence. In Christianity, God is understood as the creator of the universe and the source of moral law. In Islam, belief in one God is central, and the concept of divine unity is emphasized throughout the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. In Judaism, the belief in a single, universal God also forms the foundation of religious teachings. In South Asia, philosophical traditions within Hinduism developed complex ideas about divine reality. Some schools of Hindu philosophy describe a universal spiritual essence known as Brahman, which is believed to be the ultimate reality underlying the universe. Meanwhile, Buddhism focuses more on understanding consciousness and suffering rather than defining a creator deity. These diverse traditions demonstrate that human cultures have developed many different interpretations of the divine. As scientific knowledge expanded during the scientific revolution, new questions emerged about the relationship between religion and the natural world. The astronomer Galileo Galilei used telescopes to study the motion of planets and moons, revealing that Earth was not the center of the universe. Later, the physicist Isaac Newton described the laws of motion and gravity that govern the movement of celestial bodies. Interestingly, Newton himself believed that the order and precision of the universe reflected the design of a divine creator. Many early scientists saw scientific discovery as a way of understanding the structure of a universe created by God. In the 19th century, new scientific theories raised additional questions about the origin of life. One of the most influential figures in this discussion was Charles Darwin. Darwin proposed the theory of evolution by natural selection, explaining how species can gradually change over time through natural processes. His work showed that the diversity of life on Earth could develop through biological mechanisms rather than direct supernatural creation. Some people interpreted Darwin's work as evidence against religious explanations of life. Others believed that evolutionary processes might simply represent the method through which a divine creator allowed life to develop. This discussion continues today, with scientists and theologians offering different interpretations of how scientific discoveries relate to spiritual beliefs. In modern times, cosmology, the scientific study of the universe, has introduced new perspectives on the origin of existence. Observations by astronomers such as Edwin Hubble demonstrated that the universe is expanding. This discovery led to the development of the Big Bang theory, which suggests that the universe began approximately 13.8 billion years ago from an extremely hot and dense state. Some philosophers and theologians view the Big Bang as consistent with the concept of a cosmic beginning. If the universe had a starting point, they argue, it may raise the question of what caused that beginning. Others suggest that natural physical laws may fully explain cosmic origins without requiring a supernatural cause. Modern physics continues to explore these questions. Theoretical physicists study quantum mechanics, cosmic inflation, and the fundamental forces that shape the universe. While these scientific models describe how the universe behaves, they do not necessarily answer deeper philosophical questions about why the universe exists at all. Another area of research involves the psychology of religious belief. Scientists studying human cognition have examined why belief in supernatural agents appears so widespread across cultures. Some researchers suggest that the human brain evolved to detect patterns and agency in the environment, which may naturally lead people to infer intentional forces behind natural events. At the same time, sociologists and anthropologists observe that religious traditions often provide communities with moral frameworks, social structures, and systems of meaning. Religious rituals, ethical teachings, and shared beliefs can help shape cultural identity and cooperation within societies. Modern philosophers continue to debate arguments both for and against the existence of God. Some philosophers argue that the complexity and order of the universe suggest purposeful design. Others argue that natural processes alone can account for the development of complexity. The British physicist Stephen Hawking explored questions about the origin of the universe through theoretical physics. Hawking suggested that certain models of cosmology might allow the universe to emerge from quantum processes without requiring a traditional creator. However, even Hawking acknowledged that understanding why the laws of physics exist in the form they do remains an open question. Similarly, the cosmologist George Lemaitre played a significant role in developing early models of the expanding universe. Interestingly, Lemaitre was both a scientist and a Catholic priest. He believed that scientific research and religious belief address different aspects of human understanding. Some modern discussions focus on what scientists call the fine-tuning of the universe. Certain physical constants, such as the strength of gravity and the properties of fundamental particles, appear to fall within ranges that allow stars, planets, and life to exist. Some researchers argue that this fine-tuning may suggest purposeful design. Others propose alternative explanations, such as the possibility of multiple universes with different physical constants. Despite centuries of investigation, science has not produced a definitive answer to the question of whether God exists. Scientific methods are designed to study observable phenomena and measurable processes. Questions about ultimate purpose, meaning, or supernatural existence often fall outside the direct scope of empirical science. For this reason, the discussion about God frequently moves into the fields of philosophy, theology, and personal belief. People interpret scientific discoveries and religious teachings in different ways depending on their worldview and cultural background. Throughout history, many scientists, philosophers, and religious leaders have tried to understand how scientific knowledge and spiritual belief might coexist. Some view science as a method for studying the mechanisms of the universe, while religion addresses questions about purpose, ethics, and meaning. Others maintain that science and religion operate independently, each focusing on different types of questions. The relationship between these perspectives continues to evolve as scientific discoveries expand human knowledge. What remains clear is that the question of God's existence has played an important role in shaping human thought. It has influenced philosophy, inspired art and literature, guided ethical systems, and motivated scientific exploration. Whether individuals approach the question through religious faith, philosophical reasoning, or scientific inquiry, the search for understanding continues. The discussion reflects humanity's deep desire to understand not only the universe around us, but also our place within it. Thank you for listening to this research-based English learning story, exploring questions about science, philosophy, and religion. Helps us expand our vocabulary and our understanding of the world. The question of whether God exists remains one of humanity's most enduring topics of reflection, studied by scholars, scientists, and thinkers across generations.